Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how I do the next stage in sort of a journal or a book like this. In the previous two videos, I've shown you how to construct the book and how I then decorate it and add in some pockets and flaps and sort of tuck spots. So in this one, I'm going to show you my next step, which is to look at some more pockets, but this time I kind of look at using sort of envelopes and adding where I might put a tag or where I want to add a journal card or something like that. So I have a box in which I have some bought tags, some tags that I've cut with dies, and then again some envelopes. Sometimes if I see little different sort of different sort of size or shapes of envelopes, then I will, those are quite nice little ones, I will pick those up. So I have that kind of box, but you know, I don't always use them. And the other thing I'm going to want to put in is some enclosed paper clips. This is just a massive box that I have had for a long time. So yeah, I just choose whatever I'm going to use. At the moment, I've just marked them. So if I just sort of go through and explain what kind of my intentions are. So I want this envelope / pocket here, and it won't stay like that. I will end up decorating it, maybe even take this off or cover it. I'm going to use a little envelope on this flat. I've got a tag that I want to put into that pocket, and if you watched the previous video, you remember I stuck it the wrong way, so I've only got that place to put one in. And then turning it over, I put a paper clip there because I'm going to do an enclosed paper clip for that piece. Now these are some journal cards I made. They were for something completely different and I never used them for it, but now and again I like to put them in my journals, my junk journals. So what I've done is I picked this piece of paper, and I'm going to make I'm going to make a little pocket to go on there, and then I've got another little pocket, a little envelope there, and then this was one of the sort of flip and flaps I made. So I put the tag to go in that bit, and then there's a tag to go in this piece, and then is that right? Yeah, so this one will go there. Right, have I got that right the right way? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I'll be changing my mind as I go along, but this is a basic sort of thing. So yeah, so another journal card to go there, a little envelope there, another enclosed paper clip here, and then I put tags now into some of the pockets. There are more pockets in this. There's a couple more pockets, and we'll leave that to the end as to what I decide to put in there. Then I've got an envelope, another envelope, a couple of tags in this pocket here. It's going to be another enclosed paper clip, and then on this last one here, and another journal card. But then that may even end up over here, and I may make up my own envelope or another kind of pocket here. But it just sort of gives us a starting point as to what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this up here. I know that I want this on this, just so you can see it. I know that I want this here. I'm just going to turn, oh, I can't. I'm just going to pull these ones up so they're out of the way on my board. Room to work. So what I need to do is to decide what paper. Now this is all the papers I've got left, and if you remember, I'm using up very old 12 by 12 paper pad. It's quite a bright funky one, it was a Sara signature. Can't remember the name, but it will be in another previous video. And I took out one sheet of every design from the pack, and so this is what I've still got. So my intention is to use these bits to cover the envelopes and to make any new pockets. Yeah, and we'll see how we go, so I can keep it all coordinated. So if we start with this one, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose paper, and I know we're going to get a lot of clashing on in here, but I kind of like that. It's not my normal, if you know know me. I very, very often go for neutrals. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cover the front of this envelope with this, and I think because it will fit, then I might just take a little bit of this and cover here. So I'll just show you how I do that, and that will then be how I do all of my envelopes. If I'm using an envelope like these, then I tend to use them that way round, and I tend to leave them open and not push them down, but that's just me. You can do it your own way. So let's just show you how I do this one, and it's the same way I tend to do everything. It's all by eye, so I will just put it up that way, and I'm going to mark with a pencil. I'll just find a pencil, bear with me. I have, oh, there we go. So I'm just going to better to go slightly too big, and then you can trim it down and then go too small. So I'm going to cut that, and then I want it to I'm going to come right up to here. So I want it to cover all this, but even though this little bit goes in, so we will get my guillotine. And a very, very old guillotine. So that's going to sit over there. And I just need to remember, and I probably won't when I glue it, not to glue. Let me see if I can pop that open. Not to glue right to the top, otherwise, because this will just go. We can't. There'll be just a little bit of the paper, this paper, that won't be on the envelope, so I don't really want to stick that down, and I must remember that. So I've cut that piece, and then I said we're going to use this one. This is one I've not used at all in the booklet so far. So which way do I want it to go? Probably that way, I think. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece that will cover it, and I will then just once I've stuck it, I'll trim it down. So this is what I do like about this guillotine, and why I have yet to part company with it, even though it's so old, and the handle's starting to, not the handle itself, but the covering of it is starting to be a little bit yucky. But I like the fact that I can cut a piece of 12 by 12 on here, and yeah, and it not be an issue. Right, so ooh, my apologies, that's just my guillotine just falling on the floor. So I am getting into a bad habit of gluing on this mat, and you can see it's getting rubbish. When I do have, and I do appreciate it, is quite manky looking, but it is it's what it's there for. it's to take all the glue so the glue isn't everywhere. So I'm putting the glue on this, on the envelope itself, and that will prevent me from putting it in the wrong place on the piece of paper. And then I can place the piece of paper over and give it a good press down. Use a bone folder just to get that down. You can see I've got a little bit of overlap, but I'll cut that off afterwards. And then I've got this little bit. This is going to sit here. So again, I'm going to glue this on like so. And again, it's going to need to be cut. Yeah, so I'm just going to get the scissors. I'm going to, oops, I'm going to cut there. And there. There. I haven't actually cut into the envelope there. I'm not concentrating. Okay, so I've now got my envelope that will sit there like that. So I'm going to now go ahead and I'm going to decorate the rest of my envelopes in a similar fashion. So I have now got all of those done and stuck in. So I've got a large one here, small one there, small one here, and small one here, small one here, a large one here, and a small one there. So that's all of those envelopes done. I don't always use just prepared envelopes, but for this one I decided I would. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at putting in the journal cards. So as I said, these I prepared them for something else, but they do fit quite nicely to some of the things I make. So what will happen is when I get around to decorating the tags as well, I will decorate the back of the journal card and it will be put in that way, and then there's room for some writing on the back, but it doesn't need to be seen. So this piece is wide enough for me to make my pocket for this, and I'm going to make it I want it to sit about there. So I'm going to turn it over and do it on the back so that I'm drawing on the back. I want the pocket to sit about there. So I'm going to probably have it like there. What I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to leave some space there for scoring it and turning it under, just so that gives it a little bit of depth, so that if whatever I put in here will still fit into it. So if I show you what I mean, I'm going to, this is, as you see, it's not measured. I'm just doing it by eye with what I've got. I'm going to just grab my board and literally just going to see roughly where that was at. So we'll go with it on an inch. So I'm just going to score that on an inch. Turn it over now. I know. So I'm going to score that on an inch, and I'm going to do the same on both sides, but I am going to check that that will give me room, which it will. Okay. So I'm going to score that side 1 inch, and I'm going to score that side 1 inch. And then I'm going to, you can see where I've scored along there and down there. So you've got this little square bit in the corner. So I'm going to, I'm actually going to take it out. You could cut part of it out, but I'm going to take it all out. Okay, like so. And I'm just going to fold these over and just going to finish them. You can cut the corners out if you want, but I'm going to leave mine like that. And then this is going to go here. What I'm going to try to do when I do it is to, you can see, I'm going to try and give it a little bit of depth when I stick it down. And that literally just will mean, rather than sticking it on flat, as I stick it on, you'll see me just push it in slightly and I'll hold it for a little bit till it takes. So let's just do that so you can see what I mean. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here for those to take. And then I'm going to put my glue on here and here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put the bottom down and give that a little bit of a push. And then these sides, as you can see, I'm just pushing them slightly up. I'm just going to hold this. And it will depend on what glue. I mean, you could use red liner tape if you want a very quick grip. The only thing I would say is you need to make sure you've given it that squeeze. So as you can see, hopefully there's a little bit of it's a little bit away from there, which gives me room. My card will fit in, but also if I've added anything onto my card, then that will also still fit in. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I can always trim my card a little bit, but that's that. So I've got another couple of those to do, so I'm going to go ahead and get those done. I now have the envelopes which I showed you before, and now we have my 3 journal card pieces put in. There's one there, one there, and then one on here. And I do think when I was doing the first one, I said I scored it 1 inch. It wasn't 1 inch, it's 1/2 inch all the way around, but it is just literally something I do by eye. So I'm now looking for other places where I might want to add maybe another tuck spot. The actual tags and enclosed paper clips I will leave for another video, I think. But what I'm just going to look for now is where I might want to add another tuck spot. Now I'm doing okay, as you can see. If you follow the original video on how I made this, it was made to have this extra depth. So all these things I'm adding in, you can see, are not causing the book to bulge up. at the end, because it's all just sitting nicely and it's not sort of sitting up like that. So I've still got a little bit of room. I have to remember that obviously I'm going to be putting a few little bits in these, but I don't think I want to put one on everyone, but I might know, because that's going to be on the back there. So I'm just thinking this through. So if I'm going to have an enclosed paper clip here, so there will be something on either side of this. Okay, so the only places at the moment are on the backs of where I put the envelopes. There's one there, two, probably not there because it's very close to the that journal card. Maybe two, maybe three, and this. So maybe behind three of the little ones, and here I feel like we could be doing something as well. So it's quite easy to make tuck spots, as you can see this here, that how easy that was. But I'm trying to think what else we could do. So I mean, it's really easy. I'm gonna show you to make your own envelopes. Now, do I want to use, just checking if I want to use this piece. What piece do I want to use? Something a bit brighter. No, can't use that. Do I use that one? Maybe I'll use that one. So I'm just going to use this as a bit of a, oh, I've got a little bit of a rough edge, so I'll cut that with my guillotine. I think I'll cut that with my guillotine first, so I know it's a straight edge. So again, I'm not scoring this because I'm literally eyeballing it. I'm gonna fold that there, but I am going to use, so I've decided I am going to use my bone folder to fold that over, and then gives me a little bit of an envelope there. Now I've got a couple of options here. I can fold the sides over or back. If I do that, I am going to need to cut this little bit out here, or I could leave them like that, or I could you could sew them, you could staple them. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to fold them. So I am literally, now you will get something a little bit crisper if you measured and scored, but I'm just kind of eyeballing this for now. There, and there. As you can see, it's not even, but it gives me a little bit of so what I'm going to do is just going to open that, and I'm going to cut that bit and that bit. So I still have a little piece there, and then I can glue this. So what I'm going to do first is, just to make sure it all stays down, I'm going to put a bit of glue there and there and in there. Okay. Fingers into it. Just give that a bit of a burnish down stick. It doesn't matter if it completely sticks, because I'm now going to put glue all over the back, which is then going to be oops, says me, look, I've got the glue mat, and what am I doing? I'm gluing on the table. Let's just get this covered, and then we'll get this. I'm not gonna put it central, I'm gonna put it more towards this end, and again it's a case of giving it a good burnish down and giving it time to stick. Okay, so I've now got another little envelope there. So what did we say? So I'm not going to do one there. I was looking for something for these, and I've got 3 little bits like this. So what I might just do for these is literally a strip to tuck things under. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm literally just going to do a strip style. We go for something about that width, and then let's see where I want that. So, and then I'm going to have it up to the top and down to the bottom. Okay. Now with this, because I don't want it all baggy, because I want, so what the idea is, this one's probably too big, but I would then tuck a tag underneath, but it would have to be one of the smaller ones. If I find a smaller one, I can show you better. So a little bit, just be a little tag, and I don't want it too loose so that the tag moves, but I do need just that little bit of lift for it to go under, and it will just sit in like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm not folding these ones over. I am literally just going to put a little bit of glue on each end. I'm going to put the tag underneath so that I know a little bit of lift there, and I know then that I'll be able to get my tag in, and then that's going to dry. So I've got a couple more of those to do, and I shall get on with those. Okay, so I have now finished kind of this stage. So I put in some more tuck spots and envelopes. So we did these envelopes. I've got the little tuck spot here with a tag, and then I've marked where I'm going to do my enclosed paper clips. Another little tuck spot put in there, and then we put in our pockets and our journal tags. So I've left some of these because obviously we don't want to put too much bulk in. We're going to have another enclosed paper clip here, another little tuck spot here. We've got envelopes. This is where we're going to do that. So yeah, and a final little envelope at the end. So that's it for this video. The next one, I think I will concentrate on probably decorating the tags, deciding what might go in some of these envelopes, and maybe doing some of the enclosed paper clips. Thank you for following me on this little journey of making this little journal with me. Thank you, and hopefully you'll join me next time.